What's up, man? We at the art gallery. You know what I'm saying? Nugget. You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
Bear cave action.
It's a whole hop.
So she actually paints this and redo it. So she probably gonna. It might change sooner or later, but as you can see.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Great Apes Cafe. We are live and direct on the airwaves. I am going to have everybody introduce themselves. And you already know me. I'm Timothy Raw.
Hi, my name is Nugget.
What's up, man? It's your boy Cool Kev.
Peace, y'all. It's Queen Brittany.
And we are going to be interviewing Miss Nugget today about everything she does. We in her dope ass house. First of all, she got art everywhere. And I love that. So how are you?
I'm doing really well, actually.
Okay, alrighty. And my first question, I know she's a little iffy, a little nervous, but how long you been doing art?
I've been doing art my whole life. I remember looking back at some drawing I had given my aunt. She showed it to me when I was like in my early 20s, and I'd done it when I was like 4 or 5. And I remember being impressed by like the fact that I had things in front of the other things. Like a lot of times when you're a child, you draw everything side by side.
Right.
So it was like a jungle scene. I had done it on a little play school easel, and it had like some vines like going behind some things. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, high school really took off with painting, and I've been doing art. Like that's what I went to school for.
Okay. Oh shoot. What school you went to?
I went to UNC Wilmington. I'm a Seahawk alum.
Okay.
Feel the teal.
Oh,
Yes.
didn't know that.
Shout out to the Seahawks.
Shout out to the Seahawks. UNCW up in the house. Alrighty. So let's talk about the art in this room first of all. Like, I wish the camera, hopefully my producer throw in what's hanging up on the walls in this house because it is fire.
Yeah, it's art everywhere.
Yeah, y'all have. Hold on, I gotta drink to that.
I like the art, but I'm not gonna lie. It's the way she decorates the house. It's the dining table.
Yeah.
It's
They
the
ain't
piece
see all
she
that.
just
It's the
showed
feng
me.
shui.
Yeah. And then, we just went in the room where she does her painting, and oh my God, like the energy in the room feels so good when you walk in there. So it's like I'm just so thoroughly impressed about the creativity that she's put into everything in here.
Facts. And just to add some more icing on the cake, y'all. So when I first met Miss Nugget, I was here with a couple of friends of mine who
Ice Cube Studios.
Ice Cube Studios, yeah, who was doing performances, and I ended up performing myself. But the first time I met her, the first impression is, who is this lady on this ladder with a broken leg, painting like she got a broken leg, but she's painting like she's in the zone, not caring who the hell, what you doing. She didn't care about none of that. Like, yeah, you had this, everybody setting up over here, drinking over here. She's on this easel area, or not easel.
It was a scaffold.
Scaffold, yeah, that part. She's on the scaffold with a broken leg. Who is this woman on a broken leg? Up in the air.
I should be more careful.
That's my first impression. Like, all right, she's an artist for real.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I noticed that because shout out to all artists across the world. If you in your zone, and you in your element, you notice a different vibration of the person. And she was in the element. I mean, she wasn't paying me no mind, nobody no mind. I'm over here like, I didn't even know it was her place. She was just that down to earth and just talking about artistry. I think I helped her in her house and bring some stuff in, and she showed me around. I'm like, yo, this ain't no regular artist. This is art out of the world situation.
I know you do art, but like you not only do art. Like, is it like, I don't know if this word is going to fit in, but it's like symmetrical art, or because like that table like has, it's like different type of art. It's not just drawings and paintings.
Yeah, I call myself a multidisciplinary artist. And that means I don't like limit myself to like a specific medium. I did a lot of different types of clay. Like I like to carve. I like to, and I just go with whatever. Yeah.
Right.
But more like building than throwing. I'm not very good at the wheel.
Oh, okay. That's what you're saying. And what you mean, y'all, by the wheel when that thing is spinning around, right? Mm-hmm. Shout out to my producer mom, because that was the first person I've ever saw like have a whole kettle and all of that. I mean, no, definitely. Yeah, that part.
But molding is actually a little bit more tedious than throwing on the wheel, So you got to put it's like, how much time do you actually put into all of the art that you do?
I constantly feel like I'm rushed by regular life activities, and I have to like be really conscious of like stopping and taking time to have moments with my son, because he'll be like, Mom, it's like 9 o'clock. I'm hungry. And I'm like, you know how to microwave hot dogs? I'm like, oh no, sorry. Let me regroup. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry it's so late, because it's just.
What's your son name?
His name's Roscoe.
Shout out to Roscoe.
Yeah,
Roscoe's playing Hanover football. Wildcats.
Okay. Wildcats. Okay.
Shout out to Roscoe for real. What position?
He's going to be an offensive lineman. He's a rising freshman.
Freshman.
Okay.
The freshman.
Sending him lots and lots of light. That's dope.
Being a freshman.
So balancing artistry and being a mom.
Yeah, that's my biggest challenge. I think when I was in the business accelerator at the Genesis block, there was constantly like, it was so cool to relate to like other like entrepreneurs and people who are really like vibing on being passionate about something and like wanting to take steps to like make it their livelihood. But it was like nobody else in the group had a child, especially not being a single parent. Like they might have had maybe I think Bill and Beverly had grown children, but like nobody was like also taking care of a kid full time. It's tough. And I think during the year of COVID, like he didn't see another child for like over a year. And because of that, in some ways, he really thinks he's grown and tries to like, but I'm like, I'm still your mother. Like, I really know best. You might have like seen some things or done some stuff and just like cursing, like it's okay to just curse whenever. I'm like, see, I might use foul language, but it's okay because I have the wisdom to know when it's appropriate, and to use it like not just like coming out
randomly.
Yeah, that's funny.
Dropping F-bombs here and there.
But like we work on it all the time, I think. So that's what's up. I show up and I care. And at the end of the day, I think that's what's gonna stay with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like children around the age, especially like I say between 19 and 25, they start reflecting on like what the parents done for them, and they do it psychologically. You know what I mean? They sit back unconsciously one day and be like, "Damn, my mom did this and that." You know what I mean?
Yeah, when
like,
they step out into society.
Right, especially that part. Especially when they have to start paying bills.
Yeah, when
like,
we step out into society, we become appreciative of our parents. So, but I'm with you. My son is turning 16 in less than 2 weeks. So I got, and I have 4. So
Jeez. 4 is a lot. That is a lot. That's a lot of energy and children.
Lots of personalities, lots of opinions, lots of demands, lots of hungry people. Super hungry people. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But I noticed, so I didn't even let me bring up this. So I was driving to Wilmington the other day and I've seen like art. I'm like, that looks like Nugget art. And come to find out it's her picture, a mural on the wall of right there in their Habitat for Humanity. So where's all this art at in Wilmington that you've been doing? Like,
Oh, so I have a mural map that I can give you like a QR code to put like with the thing.
Fire.
Amazing.
It's like kind of a scavenger hunt. So it's myself and my partner Mannix, and then a couple of our other colleagues.
That's
Brian
fire.
Stacy, shout out. I'll be going to Alaska to paint a mural with him next month.
Okay, that's
And
it's cold.
No, it's not cold.
Not right
I
now?
thought it was cold. I was like, as soon as I found out we were getting to go, I was like, ooh, I gotta find the flyest snowsuit. And I'm all like looking. And
The
then on a
goose
later
feather.
meeting, they were talking about how it's like 70 to 80 during the day and then like 40 and 50 at night. So like I was
Yo, that's a
like,
big
ooh,
difference.
glad I didn't roll up that snowsuit because I'm hot natured anyway.
Oh yeah.
wow.
Same here. Same here, y'all.
But so we have a mural map, and then we have it's like a scavenger hunt. So if you go to 10 of the murals listed, there's at least 20 on there, and take a photo and tag the artist, I'll give you a free print.
Shut the front
Wow.
door.
Yeah.
So, like, what's the website? If I want to be a person to buy some art from you, because like I am going to be that customer. I want to decorate my son's room using art at some point. But I don't want any artist, and like I think you'd be the perfect pick for that. So, but where do I go at to buy art from you?
So you can either come to the gallery at 1109 South 3rd Street, or you can go to our newly leveled up e-commerce site, which is www.11oh9gallery.com. It's 1109. And the really awesome thing about the new platform that I invested in is it's called Art Storefronts. And first of all, they're really amazing about like giving guidance for the marketing bits. A lot of artists are traditionally not that good at like business and marketing and stuff like that. So that's like, in addition to like really loving to make art, like I'm all about creating like an infrastructure and an ecosystem for other independent artists so that they can make a living and not be like a starving artist forever when they work hard. So it was really worth it to get this platform, because then as a customer, you can go onto the website and you can see all the artists that are affiliated with our place.
Okay.
And you can pick an artist and you can see their work. So any of the works of mine, like if you like something, like if you like this, you can get it, like you can click on it and it'll show you all the different sizes you can get it in and all the different mediums. So you can get it printed on metal, like a canvas print. You can get a paper print. And so there's different sizes and prices for everybody who like wants to get some of the art. So it makes it way more accessible to people. There's even an augmented reality tool where you can like take, like shows you what it would look like on a wall, like the size that you're liking.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's
definitely
really
2022-ish.
Yeah, it definitely like takes away like any friction like for like a customer would experience and confusion trying to like get my art. So like I really love that about it. And we also have an Art for Giving page on the website. Art for Giving is something I came up with where we pair with local area organizations. Right now, we just have the Cape Fear Museum of Natural History, and then masonboroconservancy.org.
Okay.
So if any prints bought off the Art for Giving, there's more categories coming soon on that. But any art bought from that page, 20% for life goes to that organization.
That's fire. I like that. That is fire.
This art goes a long way.
What other social platforms you on?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I did maybe one tweet. And LinkedIn.
One tweet?
I'm trying to get, that's one of the things that I'm trying to get better at. And
that's hard though. Like the tweeting thing is I'm working on that too.
For some people it's so easy.
Right.
I struggle with social media.
Nah.
Yeah.
I need my
LinkedIn
hands free
pretty-
to like make things, so I don't have them on my phone or computer a lot, you know?
Yeah.
I was gonna say LinkedIn is like very business oriented.
Yeah, extremely.
Yeah, I'm
I'm an arts entrepreneur.
Right.
LinkedIn is you probably need to also get a LinkedIn as well. I would
I
recommend
do.
that.
Yeah, she had that.
That was the last one I
Excuse
said.
me.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ms. Nugget.
So I want to know, because you have so many projects, I can't even begin to imagine that if you would know a count of how many projects that you have ever done. But what are your top 3 favorite?
Ooh.
That part. And I'm gonna eat my nugget. Sitting next to Miss Nugget.
So this weekend prior, when Christmas in July was here at the Live Oak Bank Pavilion, I got to body paint with like 4 of my best friends, and it was the first time Live Nation's ever hired visual artists. So that like kicked off the weekend. We had a brunch event here with Crispy Biscuits, and they're an amazing act. It's like he does music turntably, and then there's an electric violin. So we had a brunch for that. And then the late night really was awesome. So shout out to Honey Bear. She was here, and she's the one, her and her manager put it together. She's out of Charlotte. and then Muzzy Bear, who
These
played
names.
before. I know, it's so cool. Well, Muzzy Bear played before Grizz at the Live Oak Pavilion, and then he
Okay.
headlined the late night over here. And we had a silent disco with like about 100 people over here. And we went to like 5 a.m. and everything was
Wow.
awesome.
That's
And
fire.
just putting that together and getting that's when I started that painting that you saw in the other room.
Okay.
I was working on that over the course of the weekend. So that project is really great to me because it's just like just highlighted with so many memories and so many like things not, you know, sometimes things just don't go right, but this weekend like really chugged out and it was really awesome. And there's so many, when I look around and everybody's got like smiles on their face like this big, it's just like felt so
Yeah.
good. And I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
yeah, we're crushing it right now. Like this is awesome. Going to Alaska to get to paint a mural, which everybody like, I feel like that's on a lot of people's bucket list. I've never been anywhere further west than Tennessee.
Okay.
So like going to Alaska to paint at this festival called Sacred Acre. It's put on headlined by Closey, and then LS Dream's going to be there. And Bug Anonymous is my friend who kind of made the connection initially.
I love these names.
I know.
These names.
So cool. I just am really excited to be going there, and I'm going to be there for 10 days. And the mural that we're doing, because Sacred Acre, the festival, Sacred Acre refers to the part of the shore that's between the highest high and the lowest low.
Mhm.
And it makes up a lot of the area there on the Kenai Peninsula.
Okay.
And it's considered like a magical place because the
Oh,
spirits
wow.
of like the sea and the spirits of the land, it belongs to both of them. And
Yeah.
so they're trying to like take care of that by stopping the trolling of the Bering Sea, and that's what a lot of the money from the festival is going to.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
Good
we're
cause.
we're doing like an awesome mural, and I'm doing it in conjunction with Brian Stacy. Him and I are collaborating, and it's got like a lot of male and female yin and yang energy, the water and the land, Mother
yeah.
Earth and Father
Oh,
Triton,
wow.
you know,
Right,
like
wow.
they're like
I
so.
like that.
We've already got the sketches out. We just put in a paint order, and I'm feeling like really pumped about that. Like any little thing throughout the day is like really like annoying or whatever. I'm just like, this sucks. I'm like, I'm going to Alaska. It's fine. You know?
Yeah.
Everybody else is like, well, bye, Felicia. I'm gonna dip it on out. I hear that. Well, how did you get that name Nugget?
Okay, so this is a fun story. Growing up, I hung out with there was a lot of boys in my neighborhood. There was only one other girl who's my friend. So like basically all the kids I hung out with, they were like brothers to me, right? And you know, when you're kids, brothers just like pick on you all the time. So my friends gotten to this point where they were just calling me meaty man hands all the time. Meaty man hands.
Meaty man hands.
Meaty man hands. And so I was like really like into punk rock and alternative, and I had like all the little colored, I still do, like hair. But at about 13, I shaved my head, and I had like a really cute Chelsea cut with the bangs, and like I dyed this leopard. And my friend Ian was like, oh, look at you. At least your head's not misshapen. It's nice and round, like a little nugget. He's like, we could call it Le Nouget for fancy, you know? And I was like, he's like, I'm just going to start calling you that. I was like, yes, please do.
Le Nouget.
And then I'm not going to lie, I got in college and I was like, you know, I felt like it was really cool then.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
it's a dope name.
Nugs, you know, whatever. And
Nugs.
now it's like a huge part of our branding. So I just feel more comfortable even with like people calling me Nugget than because if
It
somebody's
sticks though.
Tiffany, like I feel like I'm like getting served or something.
Right,
you know,
right.
like-
Yeah, it sticks. It's like, who named themselves Nugget? I'm like, I'm always gonna remember her name now. I don't know anybody named Nugget, so it works.
Thanks.
So as an entrepreneur and artist and woman, what was some of the adversity you felt like or challenges you felt like you had to go through coming in this art world? Was it or gatekeepers you feel like or people blocking your way of being where you at right now?
So this is interesting that I just recently at an event called the Leadership Lock-In held by Why Not You People Development. I applied to present a critical issue as an emerging leader, and it was the first time I'd ever spoken publicly and professionally about the fact that I am a felon and I spent 4 years in the federal penitentiary.
Okay.
So coming back to that, like getting my son, that like started like and like a huge onslaught of barriers that I had to get through. And that's why that's a cause I'm really passionate about is like, you know, I like equity for women and minority owned businesses. I feel like we should also pay attention to people returning from incarceration because the
That
rate
part.
technology changes. It's really hard to like get back and get acclimated. And you've gone from having no responsibilities really to having like all kinds of responsibilities thrown on you. And you can't get a place to live. It was really hard for me to find a place to live. Like I almost ran out of money before I could find just a spot for me and my son.
Right.
And you can't like get a job because you have to check that box and everything like that. So I'm very fortunate for my support network of my friends and family and like just my own like tenacity. Like I'm a very good at like finding, ferreting out resources and like obtaining them. But like I'm not allowed to get food stamps for life or anything like that. So, and my son's father is still like he was incarcerated, so I didn't get like child support. And there was a lot of things. Like I'm just very thankful to my first landlord who gave me a chance. She like listened to me as a person and then checked all my references and checked my personal references. And she told me when I moved out of there that I was the first person who paid my rent on time for like 2 years straight. And that was really awesome to her. And just like all the bosses that gave me opportunity as I like kind of came up and made my way. That was one of the hardest struggles, first coming home and like getting my son back and like acclimating to our relationship, having missed that imprinting period.
Oh yeah.
I used to lie on
That
my
has to be.
joint.
That has to. You know, shout out to anybody. Shout out to people who are felons, willing to do the hard work and change their life around. I feel like society always want to continue to label people as far as, you know, oh, you're a felon. You know, you're always going to be doing this and this, and it's you already did the time. Justice already got served, right? So why you still got to go through this whole doing the matrix and jumping over hurdles or trying to actually better themselves? So shout out, kudos to you on that.
I used to lie on my application, man. then they'd be like, well, hey man, we found out that you have a prior history, you know what I mean? And I'd be like, well, I work good, don't I?
Right.
I work good.
I work good.
I mean, you can let me go if you want.
Right.
It means up to you. And then I started being an entrepreneur. So like when I go to jobs now, I tell the job what I'm gonna do. Like, even though I still got felonies, like.
Well, my next question, the other part of that question that wasn't answered, do you feel like men in the art community, or was it, maybe I didn't ask this question. Do you feel like men in the art community be doing the most?
So I feel like that, especially aerosol spray paint and graffiti, like doing large scale murals, that is definitely a field that's predominantly men. But there are some chicks coming up, and shout out to Kazilla, the Vanilla Gorilla. I was her assistant for down at Swanee Halloween, and I just saw like her and her style, and she's been doing it for a long time. She's part of a graffiti crew called the Few and Far Between, all female.
Okay.
And I like really looked up to her. And then two of my best friends from here, Fogel and Brian Stacy, they were going to Art Basel every year and like doing. So I see pictures of them doing. I'd see like this cool piece of art. He showed me like a picture of the art, but then I see a picture of the art with the person next to it, and the person's like this small compared to the art. It's like so huge. They're on ladders doing it. I was like, I don't stay a fan of something for a long time before I'm trying to do it. You know, I don't like. I was just like really fascinated by the spray painting art, and I just really wanted to get into it. Now, even when I paint like regular paintings, it almost feels like the prequel
to something else.
For the big one, for the big boy.
As a music artist, I can see that. It's like, I did this. Let me go in this direction. Let me get out of my comfort zone.
I know they can't really see the art that you got in the back, but that was pretty dope. When I first went back there before we doing the show or whatever, I was like, oh shit, because it's like going down the wall, and it's like big art.
Right.
You know, like it's easy to draw something, you know, like that's, you know, small in front of you, but when you have to maximize the image, it's like
that part.
That's creative. That's creative.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely hopefully my producer can get those all of her art on a B-roll, which mean I want to, before the episode start, I want y'all to see her art. It's definitely fire.
I'd be all happy to share that video we just made too. That was like a link walkthrough with everything.
Okay. Just talk to my producer about that, and hopefully he might could do something, collaborate in that walkthrough. I'll be fire. I am gonna stop and get that B-roll with that mural down the street. That is fire. All right, I'm definitely gonna do that. Before I start wrapping this up, and I'm gonna ask a few more questions because I know y'all ready to go. What is it? What's your most expensive piece of art that you sold so far? I know that's I'm asking too much, right? I'm being nosy. I know.
I haven't even told anybody except for like last night I like struck a deal for my piece of art called Bertha. It's a 3D assemblage that's based off the Grateful Dead's mascot. It's like a skeleton with a crown of roses. And you can 3D. Actually go to the Cameron Art Museum website and look up the state-of-the-art show that's going on right now. And you just type in Bertha, Bertha, and you can see it. But I talked to someone who had expressed interest, and for 1.75% of my company, they're going to purchase Bertha for $15,000.
That part. That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's what's up. So
she
art,
like, she gotta breathe.
that's what's up, dog.
Sorry.
That's
That's
major.
that's more
that's
than I've ever
major.
done. Yeah, that's my one
Gosh.
piece that's been in the museum, and like I've never hit like 5 figures on a.
Right. That's what's
Yeah.
up. Shit. You go, girl.
Yes.
That's what's up.
And thank you to the patron, because they have a lot of opportunities where they're at in Michigan, and we've worked together sometimes before, and I'm just like really looking forward to all the things we have in store.
That's so
that one that you talking about, is it more like you know what I'm talking about, like Ed Hardy? You know, like the skeleton.
It's like 3D, so it's like a back painting, and then it's got like a round glass tabletop, and then the skeleton itself is like burnt into foam. And then I sculpted all the roses and made like molds of them so I could plastic cast more. So the roses
it's like something that I can touch.
Yeah, man. It's like
That's fire.
like I was in a wheelchair when it was time to bring it to the museum, so I had to be like pushed in my wheelchair, and I had to have 2 guys with an appliance dolly bringing that in behind me, and it kind of made an impression on everyone. And it looks where they hung it was so awesome, and just I'm so thankful for that whole entire experience. Shout out Cameron Art Museum.
That is
Shout out to
amazing.
Cameron Art Museum. That's
Has
what's
any of
up.
your art ever made you cry? Like, I know that's random as hell.
That is
Well,
random.
I do have there's a really interesting piece that I did. It was a friend of mine who commissioned a piece, and he talked about his interest in like what makes people tick, what makes them them. And like, so he's like, especially like, he's like, women fascinate me, the way their minds work. It's so different from us. He's like, so I want you to do a painting about like the way women's minds work. And he's like, no, wait, just your own mind. Just like what you paint your soul. And I'm like, paint my soul. Like,
Are
you sure?
Wait, what? And that's like
Paint
a
your
really
soul.
interesting thing to wrap your head around. And I don't even know if I were to do it again, if it would be similar at all or different totally. But I did it. I have a painting called Souls Serve Rare. And it's probably on the website. And it was a painting of my soul. And then when I brought it to him, he said, "This is a really magnificent piece. I want you to sell it and make as much money as you can. I would love to have a print for myself." And I just like, I've just all the kindness that's been shown to me and all the support along the way. It's like, I couldn't do this without that. And it's made me feeling warm and fuzzy inside. It's like too cliche. Like, it almost makes me cry,
Yeah, absolutely. That's just such a good feeling, to get paid for not even your value, because I feel like even that 5 figures is small change compared to what your true value is. But to be compensated for your work, for something that feels so good to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's such a phenomenal energy to experience here and hear it.
I know.
It's making me a little bit emotional over here.
Have you ever thought about doing a NFT?
I do have an NFT.
Okay.
I do have an NFT. I will be releasing it soon, and I can show you guys a sneak peek after this.
Okay. Oh shit! Exclusive.
It's in conjunction with my friend Chris, who is the rigger, like in the lighting person. I did the physical artwork, and we collaborated because he's better at computers than I am. That's what he does. That's his art. He does the animation, stuff like that. And it's actually to benefit the Cape Fear Museum of Natural History. Okay. So once we put it out on a platform and sell it, I think I was gonna wait till like Women's History Month coming up, because it's a themed piece about women in the STEM fields. And it's awesome. It's like so cool because it's something different than I've ever made because of the collaboration with the computer, like animation and stuff like that.
Right. Was he the same gentleman that was here the last time I was here on the laptop?
He was like doing the crazy sketches in the back.
I'm not sure.
If that's him, I believe. Because I mean, first of all, if that's the same dude we talking about that was doing the 3D art that we saw on the laptop, I mean, it was wicked. That was some trippy in the Matrix type of art I have never seen, like computer wise. So
that might have been my friend Will. He does projection light mapping with me too.
Oh, what? I think that was his name.
Will?
Yeah, Will. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
He's such an angel.
He's fine.
Yeah, shout out to Will.
Yeah, shout out to him. I was like, what are you doing? Like, what is this? I was all being nosy. I mean, I feel like I was tripping because that art was definitely different.
Yeah, the 3D realm, like doing virtual art inside of the painting program.
Tedious.
It's it's like that's like the next frontier that I'm really hyped about going into. And now I finally have a setup with a projector where I can project on the wall. Like I could be in the room with you guys and you could see what I'm seeing. So it makes the VR experience like way more accessible to other people instead of just being in this corner of the room like a weird robot with the thing on and all that.
Right.
Yeah, it's like being able to paint, like physically paint like around me and like make these like you can make worlds in there, and they're always looking for content creators. And I have like a really good business idea that has to do with that, but I don't want to give it.
I'm still trying to like understand.
He said, "I'm still trying to understand." Do you have? It's good to see artists who have a good foundation and support. Definitely shout out to anybody supporting any type of artistry. Do you have, as an artist in Wilmington, do you feel like other artists come together and support what you have going on? Or do you feel like there's any pushback locally?
Okay, shout out to the Wilmington Arts Council. Rhonda Bellamy is the founding chair of that. She's the fearless leader of the arts here. And prior to her starting that, there was like a 10-year period where we didn't have an arts council. I feel very supported by her and that establishment. And I feel really glad, like we've been like becoming a vortex. Like there was a time in my life where I graduated. My grandfather's like, well, if you're gonna do art, like why don't you go to LA or New York or somewhere where they are paying artists like lots of money? Like why are you gonna stay here? Especially because my art and the art that we have here at 1109 is very much not beach anything. There's no beach stuff.
No.
But I think that's awesome because we have a niche. And during the pandemic, we became the 81st the 81st location worldwide for inbound for like entrepreneurs and startups. They're like, so there's new kinds of younger people with different kinds of backgrounds coming in. Maybe they appreciate beach art, but maybe it's not what they want to buy for their house. Maybe they like kind of the stuff that I do or my colleagues do a little bit more. And I love having that difference. We've like started drawing artists here. I do like music festivals throughout the summertime. We go and like our live painters at events. It's cool because every year I get to reunite with these other artists from the Southeast, this region and stuff like that. We've convinced 2 to move here so far because Wilmington always comes hard with like a little group of like 3 or 4 or 5 versus like 1 or 2 from here or there. And like, it's cool. I think we're starting to like, I told my grandfather, I don't want to go somewhere else. My interpersonal relationships is like what really like satisfies my soul. I want to just stay here and create the kind of place I want to live in. And that's really like something I'm really passionate about doing.
I like that. That's what's up. Because I mean, I could feel that. I also like in the hip hop community, hip hop world, I feel like locally, we don't have that type of support, or there's more tension, you know what I mean, compared to the collaboration that you get in. So that's what's up.
Yeah, I feel like collaboration over competition is like once the transition gets made, you just feel how much better it is like for everybody. Everybody can eat, man, you know, like everybody can eat, you know, you can all go to a buffet and like everybody likes something a little bit different, and that's what we all do is something a little bit different. So by like leveraging everybody's like talent together, you can make more of a splash on the world for like your city, for your, you know, vibe. Like it's definitely a good thing that I feel like we work together more so than competitively.
Oh yeah, I like that. I like that. I mean, I feel it. I one day y'all gotta come out and check out Miss Nugget art. You know, just check it out, buy some art. I'm not good at giving out gifts, but I do have a gift for you. I'm gonna do free advertisement for your artistry. So on the bottom of our screen, and I hope that you click that little link, the like, subscribe, share. But we have a little link on the bottom that we have your webpage and your stuff for somebody to come out and, you know, purchase your art and do stuff that, you know, we gotta look out for each other as artists. I may not be in your lane, and I'm okay with that. But you know, like we gotta look out for each other. So that's what I could do. You know, shout out to any artists doing their thing. And
I have one more question.
Oh, sure.
To all artists, asking for up and coming artists that are not yet getting compensated for their art, what is your advice to those artists?
My advice is to like make something every single day. Like, don't be afraid of like. My friend had asked me once like who my favorite artist was, and I thought about it, and I'm like thinking of all these artists I really love. I'm like, And he's like, not in a big-headed way, but your answers should be you. Like the
Facts.
dopest thing that you can think of, like the coolest, most intriguing thing, the thing that gets you most excited. Like those are the things that you need to be painting. And by working every day, you like start to get it out and get way more in touch with yourself and your own
Facts.
intuition. And that's how you like become like authentic. And authenticity is really what resonates with people. So don't try to like create for
Copy.
them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but copying is actually a good way to learn. Like that's how I learned how to paint when I was coming up. Every 9 weeks in high school, my art classes, we would copy a painting that we really liked,
Okay.
do a research paper about that individual, and then do one in their style that was our own piece of work.
Okay.
And that's honestly a really great tool, but just be inspired. Yeah. Like, so there was the copying was the exercise, the piece in their style was like the piece that we made. And through doing multiples in all different styles by all different people we like, you kind of get your little tools from your tool belt and you start to like be able to use all these tools and these style references to create your own flavor.
right.
And that's what people really resonate with, I think.
Absolutely.
What's your favorite? Oh, I know. I'm supposed to try to wrap it up. What's your favorite style to actually do?
I'm a subscriber and a huge fan of Juxtapose magazine and High Fructose. It's just contemporary modern art, everything from installation to drawing to painting, and almost everything they always feature is sick.
That part. Again, and before I bow tie this episode, where can we actually find your art at again and where you located?
Okay. www.11oh9gallery.com or artbynugget.com. And then my gallery is on 3rd Street across from Axes and Allies. It's 1109 South 3rd.
In Wilmington, North Carolina. Shout out to all the artists. Miss Nugget, thank you for having us here.
Absolutely.
I've been wanting to do an episode for like a hot minute.
You've been talking about it.
I mean, I've been talking about it. I was almost on Miss Nugget fecal matter list. You know, like I appreciate you allowing me and my comrades to be here. I really like that.
It was really great. It was really great to get to share that with other people. And I just, I want to be like a supportive beacon. I'm trying to pave a way for those who come after me who want to like live their passion and like do what is meaningful to them and then get compensated for it and like work together collaboratively to make changes, like just like do the next thing, it's really awesome.
I mean, one thing that set you apart from most artists, and I'm not trying to throw you on a pedestal or knock anybody else, when you surround yourself by your own creativity, it inspires that fire to keep on creating. And I hope that's what y'all doing, the artists in this world. This is Great Apes Cafe. Please like, subscribe, share. Deuces.
Peace, y'all.
Yay, that was nice.
That was a good episode. Aaron,